welcome back. Today we are actually doing another build because I'd missed them and I'm enjoying it. So we're actually doing another Sims Medieval to Sims 2 kind of build, and this is the Bard lot, which is basically a tavern that the Bard lives on top of. There's a little stage. This is a loose inspiration. I did obviously make it a bit more usable for me personally. I am placing this lot in Tavern next to the artist quarters and next to a lot that is decided to just have pink skirting. It's not pink flashing, to be clear, obviously, as you can see. I get this issue sometimes where lots just have this pink skirt, and having Sims visit the lot usually makes it go away, but not always. I don't really know the cause of that. I've tried to search it, but nothing ever really comes up. But it's permanent. Even if nothing in my game is flashing, the pink is there unless I take steps to make it go away. And even then, that doesn't always work. So we're just gonna ignore that happening. But if you know why it happens, please tell me. To that end, yeah, we're building this little Bard Tavern thing. I always need kind of places to go with my Sims, and this is a fairly simple lot. I'm trying to send my Sims out into the world more because I tend to just have them live and die on their lot. I'm so terrible about that. That's why I've gotten, I've reached the point where I do a personal random occurrence that's usually a smaller thing just to make me do things like this, because usually it's along the lines of go to a lot, change your hairstyle, do something like that, and I make them go to a lot to complete it. And yeah, so I need more places for them to go. You can see, I believe that's the pottery shop across the street owned by the Gregs. The pink skirted lot is actually the Hartman jewelry store. I don't remember what else is, but this is basically in the middle of town. It's right in the center of things. The lot in The Sims Medieval is a lot darker. There's dark gray stone on the bottom and then the black Tudor walls, but I wanted something a little bit lighter, a little bit brighter, just to be a bit different from my own personal style, because I like the darkness. Although I guess I should have done it dark because it is October, and I've recently had kind of a crisis of realizing that Tavern doesn't really have anything spooky. And what, I love spooky things. Why is it not spooky? Even Tenby, which is kind of spooky, isn't spooky. And it's a crisis of faith. I'm having just a full-on, I don't know what to do. I was gonna build lots, and then I'm like, well, I can't just put them in there just because I want them to be there. So now in the back of my brain, it's brewing and percolating and thinking about how can I make Tavern a little bit spooky? Because this is who I am. I did a lot of saving with this too, because I've been having more crashing than usual with Tavern, usually when I save, unfortunately. And this actually did crash at the very end when I was decorating, but I don't think it was... I think I'd already saved, so I don't know. But yeah, it's been a bit of a pill this past couple weeks. And I've been ignoring it, because, well, that's what I do with Tavern. And sometimes it behaves, sometimes it doesn't. And it has nothing to do with adding new things. At one point I tested and I took half my CC out and it still did this. It's just moody, and I've accepted that about this. I'm also moody, it's fine. I will say I was disappointed that there is not a converted, because in The Sims Medieval, the sign for this is a barrel hanging on a little stick, and it hasn't been converted. And I complain a lot in my Sims Medieval videos about things that have been converted, especially for somebody that doesn't know how to convert things. And I recognize that. But we always could use more medieval content, and it's right there. And I feel like converting things is less hard than making them, but I don't know. Because I've said it time and time again, I try really hard to learn these things, and I'm just not good at it. This is something I tried that's kind of new and kind of different, and I don't know how I feel about it, but a lot of the roofs in The Sims Medieval have mossy bits, and I don't really have that, so I kind of just put grass on the roof. I wanted to put like the seaweed because I felt like that would be closer to what is pictured, but it wasn't working out. So yeah, I just put some grass on the roof. I'll have to see. Right now I like it, but we'll see if I actually like it in a couple days. And I'll pretty much decide if it stays or not. But I did have like a post that was very close to the original. I put this board kind of on the side of the building because like if people were walking by, maybe they can put a notice up or answer a job ad, that kind of thing. I really like the jettying on this too, although this is an issue with The Sims Medieval in general, like the outside of the building does not match the inside, so when I go in the inside of this building, you will see me struggle. Because I'm just like, it doesn't match, and I just kind of do my own thing. But yeah, like, I really don't have too much to say about it, other than I like it, and I think it's cute. I guess I could talk about real life things. I've been doing my Halloween movie marathon. As of recording, it's the 13th today. This is supposed to be posted on the 30th, so the day before Halloween, so happy pre-Halloween. And yeah, I've been enjoying it. I keep watching ghost movies. I don't know why I'm in a mood to do that. Normally I try to like do a variety, but sometimes I end up stuck in a certain horror movie type. And apparently it's Creepy House this year. The one I watched today was called Amelia's Children, which was, like, it wasn't particularly good, but for a low budget, and I guess it's like a Portuguese horror movie from what I understand, it actually wasn't bad. Although I can't take, there is an actor, I believe they're non-binary, so they use they, them. But they're in the show Atypical, it's Bridget something. They're in a couple different things, but like, I don't know why, they are just very lesbian coded to me, and seeing them play a presumably straight white female in a relationship with a dude, like, it just, I wasn't buying it. There was no chemistry between them and the main actor involved. Like, they're supposed to be a couple. I don't know if they're supposed to be married or not, but like, it was not. I didn't believe it for a minute. I really didn't. I didn't believe any of it. I'm like, no. Either she's your beard or you're her beard. I don't understand, but like, the characters don't make sense together. And yeah, I like this actor. They are amazing. But they just are very not straight-coded to me. And I couldn't get past it. And so like, every time you see them like trying to be coupley, it just came off as siblingy or like friends. Just not like people in a relationship who are deeply in love. I mean, the character had more chemistry with the friend that we don't even see. Like, we don't see them physically ever. We hear them on the phone. And that character and the character Riley had more chemistry together than Riley had with her husband. And I'm just like, I can't. And I actually didn't look up if, because there's twins in the movie, and I didn't look up if the actor played both of them or if he was actually a twin. I'm pretty sure he played both of them, and one of them was just him in a bad wig. But like, overall, it wasn't bad. It was an interesting enough concept that I wasn't totally bored. It was just also predictable, so I mean, not predictable, but like, once you figure out what's going on, then you're like, okay, so this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen. Predictable in that way, but first you have to figure out what the hell's going on. And like, I admit, I did not call what was gonna happen, right, like, until you're kind of meant to like get suspicious, and then you're like, oh, so this, like, yeah, wasn't bad though. What else have I watched? I talked about the Slumber Party movie already. I don't even remember. Although there's a lot of really good horror movies coming out right now, and like, I kind of want to watch them. I usually don't watch brand new horror movies for this, or I'll watch one or two, but I usually reserve this marathon specifically for older horror movies. And by older, I mean at least a year old. Just a way to catch up, because that's what I do. But I really want to watch The Substance. I don't even know what it's about per se, but like I just keep seeing ads for it of like Demi Moore just going apeshit, and I'm like, I need to see that. I need that in my life. So we'll see if I watch that. I know I need to watch Beetlejuice for not just because I want to watch it, but for other reasons. And Immaculate, that's another one. There's just so many that I'm like, I need to watch them. But like, I've already watched several religious horror movies this month, and I'm like, you don't need to watch more, but like, also maybe you do. One of them I didn't even mean to watch that. Like, I thought it was something like The Strangers, where it was like psycho killers in the house kind of deal. And no, that's not what it was at all. It was demons. It was the demons. Also, I just realized I made a mistake here. I was trying to make sure that the jettying still had flooring on the upper floor, and I took it out. Shoot. Well, I'll add it back. That was an oopsie. I did it in the back, but like, you can see on the side of the building and the front of the building, I accidentally removed it. Hi, Richard. Richard says hello. He's really upset with me right now because I haven't locked him in the bathroom yet. And it's midnight, and normally by now he gets treats and gets locked in the bathroom and is yelling at me because he doesn't actually want to be in the bathroom. He just wants the treats. But I also make sure to mess with him because he was going outside, and like, we tried everything to keep him in the house. It just wasn't working. So my compromise is I let him sit in the yard during the day and lie in the sun, and he stays in the yard for the most part. But then at night, I put him away in the bathroom just so that he is safe from coyotes. But I don't do it the same time every night because I don't want him to... Well, I did for the first 2 weeks, but now he's like trained. And I don't want it to be predictable because then he's smart. He'll figure out, well, I could just be outside till this time. So now I'm like, I mess with him and he doesn't like it. And so then he's just like on edge, like a little crackhead, waiting for his fix of crunchy treats. And currently he's reached the point where he's started to be bratty towards me and is trying to bite me. Thank you. No. He's trying to bite me and trying to bite everything on the desk. He chomps. It's funny when I say bites, like people are like, oh, that's bad. I'm like, no, he bites, just like love bites all the time, but like sometimes the love bites turn into mean bites for no reason. Apparently it's a Maine Coon thing. I think he's like got some Maine Coon in his ancestry somewhere because he's got the tufted ears and he's really big and he does the biting thing and he likes water. I don't know, he's weird. Cats are weird in general, but he's particularly an odd little beastie. So yeah, as you can see, I'm building the stage. The proportions aren't quite right compared to the one in The Sims Medieval, but again, like, it's kind of hard. I did my best. So I knew there needed to be a bar, there needed to be some barrels of ale behind that, and I needed to have like 3 tables. Oh, and bar stools, which I was starting to get pink flashing, and like, that started to make me nervous. It doesn't make me nervous in normal gameplay, because usually it's fine, but like, when I'm building, oof. We also never see what's in that back room in The Sims Medieval. Like, there's just doors to kind of nowhere, which is fine. I did want to use these because they are functional, but then they just don't look right. They're not the big old classic barrels, so I end up swapping them out. But I save, again, because I was just like, no. I've lost too many lots this week. I am grumpy. I'm not losing anymore. I was also just adding kind of random deco. This room up above, like, it actually is just meant to be like boards with open space in between with just like storage. Obviously I don't have that, so I just kind of toss some things up there. It's fun. What was that? Oh, that was concerning. That sounded like a door in my house opening and closing. But I'm alone in the house. See, now I'm watching the horror movies, and now I'm messing with myself. I'm sure it was just my cat being crazy, but this is what happens. I also never get to lock my front door because my partner forgets his keys constantly, and I don't want him locked out of the house. So then I'm like, great, I'm just in the house with all the doors open. Love this, love this. I'm just gonna get murdered one day, it's fine. do really like how this lot turned out. It's not something that I typically would build, like, left to my own devices, I feel like, especially the way that it's set up, which is why I like it so much. I like that it's different. I like that it's something that I wouldn't do, and now I have it in my game forever. Or at least until I end up having to rebuild it here, and fingers crossed that doesn't happen again, but it's happened a few times, so... Although not in like the past 3 years. It's been pretty good. Okay, so I did not have the tables. The tables were like barrels with a round tabletop on top of them. I didn't really have that, so I decided to do something a little bit fun and colorful instead. Something that I think the bard in the game would appreciate, which my bard in The Sims Medieval currently is Cordelia, Princess Cordelia. So I was like, something that she would appreciate. So some just colorful looking tables. I was gonna try to put them on barrels, but like all my barrels are really high, so I was like, okay, that's not gonna work. I also don't have like the flags to put on the side of the stage, but eh. I'm seriously slightly freaked out that I heard a door. I'm sure it was the air conditioning opens and closes doors sometimes, or it was the cat sliding across the floor. But I'm like spooked. I mean, I live, my neighborhood's fine. Now I'm just convincing myself that it's fine. Hi Richard, was that you? Are you scaring me? I might lock the doors. You know what? I might do it. I might do it. I might be bold and lock my front door. Ugh. I mean, the neighborhood I live in is ridiculous. We're renting, and like, personally, I don't think I would ever choose to live in this sort of neighborhood, but we're here. It's fine. It's just, it's very, as I described it, this is a place where wealthy men store their families while they go about their business in a city somewhere. Like, it's just not. And everyone's really nice. Like, I like my neighbors and everything, but like, it's definitely very that. And I'm like the weirdo who definitely does not belong, but it's fine. It's fine. We're here. Originally, my partner wanted to like live here, and I was like, okay, well, we can't afford these houses. Like, that's out of the budget. And now he's like, yeah, actually, I don't know. I don't think I'm like, yeah, I know you don't like it here. I don't either. I really wanted to put in, so I have a conversion, it's deco, but it's like up the little tabletop the bard has in the game. But I realized that the converted one doesn't have the loot. Like, you can see the shadow where it was, but which is up in that little corner. But it's not actually there, and I don't know why, which is interesting. I added a functional writing table just to keep up with that, but yeah, it's pretty much done. There isn't a lot of decoration in it in-game. I mean, I might go back and clutter it up, but for the sake of the build, it's done. The chandelier is also way too fancy, but I didn't have a plain one with a really long cord, so yeah. This is me just kind of fixing the exterior a little bit, adding terrain paint, that sort of thing. But we're basically done, so yeah. Let me know what you think of the builds. Let me know how your Halloween's going. Why not? Thank you so much for joining me. If you like this video, please give it a like. It really does help, and I'll see you in the next one.